Rain tapped softly against the broken windows of the old city shelter as Emma pulled her little daughter, Lily, closer under her worn-out coat. The chill wasn't just in the air, it was in her bones, in her heart, in the echo of everything she had lost. Once, she'd dreamed of white picket fences and warm Sunday mornings. Now, she was grateful for a bowl of soup and a place to sit where no one judged her. She never imagined that walking into a soup kitchen that night would change her life forever. If you're watching this, stay till the end, because what happens when love, loss, and fate collide might just remind you that miracles come when you least expect them. And if you believe in second chances, make sure you hit the like button and subscribe, because this story might restore your faith in people again. Emma had been struggling ever since Lily's father walked out 2 years ago. With no family left and a series of bad jobs that barely covered rent, one eviction notice was all it took to send her spiraling. Pride kept her from asking for help, but hunger left her no choice. She found herself at the Hope House kitchen, where volunteers served hot meals to anyone in need. The place smelled of stew and fresh bread, warmth she hadn't felt in a long time. She took a tray and guided Lily to a seat near the back. The room buzzed with quiet chatter, clinking spoons, and a soft piano tune coming from an old speaker. Then her eyes landed on a man at the serving counter, tall, clean-cut, wearing an apron, ladling soup with a calm smile that reached his eyes. Something about him struck a chord deep in her memory. When he looked up and their gazes met, her heart skipped. "Ethan," she whispered before she could stop herself. The man froze for a fraction of a second. The ladle trembled. "Emma?" His voice carried across the room like a ghost from another lifetime. They hadn't seen each other in nearly 10 years. Once, they'd been inseparable, high school sweethearts who dreamed of traveling the world. But after his father's business collapsed, Ethan had moved to another city to rebuild his life. Letters stopped coming. Calls went unanswered. Emma thought he'd forgotten her. Now, standing in a soup kitchen line, she couldn't even look him in the eye. She tried to smile, embarrassed. "Didn't expect to see you here." He looked at her gently, noticing her frayed coat, her tired eyes, the little girl hiding behind her. "You look different. How have you been?" That question broke her. The weight of years pressed down as she whispered, trying to survive. She took the bowl and hurried away, tears burning her eyes. Over the next few weeks, Emma kept returning to the soup kitchen. She told herself it was for Lily, but every time she saw Ethan, her heart softened and hurt at the same time. He never pried, never made her feel small. Instead, he'd always save her an extra roll, or quietly slip Lily a cookie with a wink. One cold evening, the shelter lost power. Volunteers scrambled to light candles and keep serving food. As Emma helped clean tables to thank them for the meal, Ethan approached her. "You don't have to help," he said softly. "I want to," she replied. "You're doing something good here. People need it." He smiled. "So do you." That night, they talked for hours after everyone left. They reminisced about the days they used to dream together, about art, travel, and a tiny bakery they once swore they'd open by the sea. But when he asked about her life now, she hesitated, ashamed. "I made mistakes," she said quietly. "Trusted the wrong people. Lost my home. I'm trying to find my way back." Ethan's eyes softened with something deeper than pity. It was love mixed with pain. "Emma, you don't need to find your way alone." But she pulled away. "Please, don't feel sorry for me. I don't want charity." What she didn't know, what no one in that shelter knew, was that Ethan wasn't just a volunteer. He was the silent donor behind the Hope House kitchen. After rebuilding his late father's business, he'd made it his mission to help those who'd fallen through the cracks. When he saw Emma that night, his heart nearly broke. But he wanted her to stand on her own again, not because he gave her something, but because she believed she could. Weeks passed, and Emma slowly started to rebuild her confidence. Ethan quietly arranged a part-time cleaning job for her at a nearby cafe, without telling her he was the one who spoke to the owner. She worked hard, saved every penny, and eventually managed to rent a tiny apartment. For the first time in years, Lily had a real bed. One afternoon, Emma came to the kitchen to say goodbye. "I got a job," she told Ethan proudly. "We're moving into our own place." His eyes shone with quiet pride. "I knew you would. You never gave up." As she turned to leave, one of the staff members called out, "Hey, Emma. Did you hear? The founder's coming tonight, the man who funds all this. She smiled. Maybe I'll get to thank him in person someday. That evening, curiosity got the better of her. She returned with Lily after her shift. The crowd gathered as the founder walked onto the small stage. When she saw who it was, her knees went weak. Ethan stood there in a suit, looking out over the people he'd helped, including her. He met her eyes as he began to speak. This place isn't just about food. It's about hope. Sometimes, life takes everything from you, but it also gives you the chance to start again. And sometimes, he said, his voice trembling, it brings back the people you thought you'd lost forever. Tears streamed down Emma's face. She realized he had known all along and never said a word. When he finished, she walked toward him, her heart pounding. Why didn't you tell me? She whispered. Because I wanted you to see yourself the way I always did, he said. Strong. Worthy. Capable. For the first time in years, she didn't feel broken. She felt seen. Lily tugged on her coat and looked up at Ethan with innocent eyes. Are you my mommy's friend? Ethan knelt, smiling softly. I used to be. But maybe I can be again. The crowd clapped as if the world itself was giving them a second chance. Emma laughed through her tears and took his hand. That night, under the flickering lights of the soup kitchen that had once been her refuge, Emma realized something: love doesn't vanish when life falls apart. Sometimes it waits quietly in the background, building a new story from the pieces you thought were gone. And if you've ever lost hope, remember Emma's story. Share it, like it, subscribe, because somewhere out there, someone like her is still waiting for their second chance, and maybe you can help them find it.